Hi everyone, thank you for joining us for the demo day event in the Commit to Change AI Agents Hackathon. I'm slowly letting everyone in the room, so I'm sure we're going to have a very packed event today. So I'm going to stall as long as possible to make sure that everyone gets in before we get started. Welcome everyone. Hopefully in the audience, I think we have based on the number, we definitely have all of our finalists here today, but we also have a big set of the community who submitted in the hackathon and are hopefully really excited to see some of the amazing projects that were chosen as the top projects in the hackathon, which of course is one of the main things we're here to do today. A quick announcement, if you haven't seen my message recently on Discord, one of our winning teams today is actually not one of the finalists. So the Comet team have been going through the projects until the very last minute, and they've actually chosen another project in one of the tracks to be the overall winner. So that being said, for all of you who are here who weren't invited as a finalist, it doesn't actually mean that your hope of winning is over, because there is one project that we're going to announce that is not one of the finalists. So hopefully that makes you even more excited for the event today. You came along wanting to support the projects, but actually there's a chance that you could come and win a prize, which is really, really exciting. The numbers have stopped ticking up now, so hopefully most people are in and we can get started, because we have lots to get through today, lots of really, really cool projects to see, and I do not want to delay. So starting again, for all of you who've joined us late, welcome to the Commit to Change AI Agent Hackathon finale event and demo day. We're here today to see our top teams present and also to announce our winners. First of all, a massive congratulations to everyone who submitted in the hackathon, who participated in the month of sort of January, February, and built a project which was designed to help people turn their New Year's resolutions into lasting results. I hope that even if your project doesn't end up winning, maybe you continue to use your project to fulfill your own resolutions this year, if that is what you built. So hopefully really cool projects that you've built for yourself in this hackathon, as well as having submitted. There were over 300 projects submitted in the hackathon, which is why I'm sure you can understand that we've had a slightly longer than anticipated judging period, as the judges had a really, really hard time being able to go through all 300 of these projects. Well, more than 300, but just over 300 projects to narrow it down to our top 10 teams. So given that, it's not a surprise that it was not an easy choice. And I hope this also puts into context how tough the competition was. So that is why, another reason you should be so proud of what you built in the hackathon. If you're a finalist, if you're not a finalist, there were some really, really, really cool projects being built. And if you weren't actually selected as the finalist, do still put a message in chat about what your what you built during the hackathon, because I love how vocal everyone has been on Discord and sharing with the community, but this chat is another place to do it. Something I have just noticed is lots of you are chatting with me, but I have just enabled you to be able to chat with everyone else. So please, before you send messages, change the destination to everyone instead of just the host. Otherwise, it's only me who can see it. And as much as I love your enthusiasm, we want it for the rest of the room as well, not just for me. I'll kind of intermittently remind you of that throughout the event. That being said, before we get started, massive thank you to Comet, especially the team who have supported the hackathon and who came up with the hackathon in the first place, but have supported it so well. Abby for all the amazing support in chat throughout the hackathon in kind of technical support and ideation, and also all of the team of judges and all the team kind of behind the scenes as well. Please do put a kind of thank you to Abby in chat as well. I'm hoping she's able to join us today, because I'm sure she has been an immense help to all of you. And also a big thank you to Vercel and Google DeepMind for supporting the hackathon as well. It's really cool to have companies like them come in and support builders at the early stage. So hopefully you had a fun time during the hackathon, building on Vercel, using Google Gemini and of course other AI models, but especially thank you to the DeepMind team and Vercel. Okay, so these are our 10 teams who are going to present today. We have Serene, we have Transition IQ, Resolution AI, Skill Issue, Gotch AI, Capistaine, who I've split the name accidentally. Capistaine is one word, is one line. Impact Circle, Fret Coach, Momentum, and Nilla. So we have 10 teams to get through. They have 3 minutes each to demo to you all what they built during the hackathon and why it's so cool. So we will literally jump right into it because I know this is the most fun part of the finale, is seeing the really cool projects that have been built. I'm going to start by inviting Jay from Team Serene up to join me on stage. So Jay, you should be getting an invite to rejoin me as a panelist. And then I will stop sharing my screen. Hi, Jay.
Yeah.
Do you want to share your screen and you can tell us all about Serene?
Audio. Okay, I hope my screen is visible.
Yeah, looking good.
Yep.
Okay, so hi, I'm Nidhi, and with my friend Jay, we are here to pitch Serene. So every new year, many people set goals to learn driving, but anxiety holds them back. So Serene helps them stay calm, drive confidently, and build independence along the journey. So for millions of people, driving can trigger severe anxiety or panic attack, turning everyday travel into a dangerous experience. Despite this risk, there are no solutions that provide real-time emotional support while driving, leaving a critical gap in mental health and road safety.
So this is the solution that we are presenting. Serene is a real-time AI companion that's with you before, during, and after every drive. Before you drive, it checks your stress level through facial emotion analysis and recommends the calmest route, avoiding highways, heavy traffic, and complex intersections. During the drive, it continuously listens for rising stress in your voice. When it detects a spike, it delivers personalized interventions like guided breathing, grounding exercises, or pullover guidance, all completely hands-free. If stress gets too high, it can reroute you to a calmer road just with one tap. After the drive, an AI guided debrief breaks down your emotional journey, highlights what helped, and tracks your progress over time. So let's start by planning a drive. We enter our destination and Serene analyzes multiple routes, scoring each one based on highway exposure, traffic density, and intersection complexity. Instead of just the fastest route, it recommends the calmest one, optimized for lower anxiety. So, before we drive, Serene runs a quick pre-drive check-in. First, a safety checklist to make sure that you are ready. Then our emotion agent uses Hume AI to scan your voice, detecting emotions like calmness, anxiety, and fear to establish a baseline stress level. This gives Serene a starting point to monitor how your stress changes during the drive. Now, we are on the road. Serene is actively monitoring the driver's voice for signs of stress using our emotion agent. The driver mentions feeling anxious. Serene picks up on this and immediately suggests a grounding exercise to help calm their nerves. Now let's see the voice commands in action. The driver tells Serene that they are feeling a bit stressed, and Serene responds with a guided breathing exercise. Next, the driver asks for a calmer route. Our reroute agent finds a less stressful alternative and suggests it right away. Finally, the driver ends the drive and we can see the full drive summary like duration, interventions triggered, and stress levels throughout. After the drive, Serene conducts a quick debrief interview, asking how you felt and what was challenging. Our debrief agent then analyzes your entire emotional journey, what triggered stress, what helped, and how you are improving over time.
Yeah. So opaque parts are AI evaluation pipeline. Every agent decision is traced and interventions are scored for safety, empathy, and grounding. So using curative stress scenarios and experiments, we analyze LLM responses and continuously refine our prompts and models to improve calming effectiveness during real drives. Yeah. Thank you. That's Serene making every dive a little calm.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Jay and Nidhi, for presenting Serene, a very, very cool project. Next up, we have Transition IQ. So I'm going to move you two backstage. You've turned your camera off, that's why. I'm going to move you two backstage, and I am going to invite Violet, if I can find you in the room. I'm going to invite you up to be a panelist. Please, everyone in the crowd, give a virtual round of applause, but also some good vibes in chat, please, because we want to see the amazing community turnout that we've got today. And remember, please, to change the message sending to everyone, not just me, as the host. Violet, welcome. Thank you for joining us. Do you want to share your screen?
Yep. Thank you.
Did you know every 1 out of 5 patients end up back in the hospital within 30 days? Meet John Smith. He is 68 with 12 medications. Is he safe to discharge? He got 30%. Needs review. Out-of-range INR and creatinine, and a high-cost barrier. Here you see exactly how the score is calculated. Full transparency. So, what's the cost of getting discharged wrong? $320 million in Medicare penalties every year. 78% of hospitals penalized under HRRP. 16% of readmissions are medication-related, and 40% of those are preventable. Those aren't just statistics. The real cost is human. Patients who committed to getting better, only to end up back where they started. What if we could predict who's at risk before they leave, and give them an AI companion to actually keep that commitment to recovery? Now the clinician can generate a transition plan for John, including adding or removing items based on their clinical judgment. That human-in-the-loop audit of the AI's plan. Then print it out for John to take home. Once at home, John sees a recovery guide to review. A let's prepare checklist. A 24/7 AI coach that pulls from a clinical knowledge base, cross-references his medications, and gives him a personalized answer. Dizziness on blood thinners? The system escalates. Using Schmidt-Thompson style, triage protocols to assess urgency. Call your doctor today. Let's look at Emily. Same system with an 8-year-old patient. We see, ask your parent and tummy, not stomach. You're being so brave. Same clinical accuracy, delivered for a child. Every analysis is automatically graded by a second LLM acting as a judge. 4 weighted criteria. All of this is traced end-to-end in OPIC. Every API call, every LLM generation, every tool call, with latency, token counts, and error tracking. All 9 prompts live in OPIC's prompt library. And with version tracking, you can update a prompt, and the app uses it immediately. We run experiments across 12 patient scenarios to find which model performs best. OPIC tracks score consistency, latency, and cost so we know which model performs best for clinical analysis. Let's commit to change, with an AI that turns resolutions into results. Transition IQ, for the most important resolution a patient will ever make, the commitment to recover. Clinicians get evidence-based decisions, only discharging patients who are truly ready. Patients committing to recovery now have a 24/7 AI support companion, not just a piece of paper. And with OPIC, we're not just hoping it works. We're evaluating and improving every single day.
When should I see my doctor?
Hi, John. It's great to see you.
Thank you for showing us Transition IQ, a very, very cool project concept, and hopefully you continue building it out after the hackathon as well. Next up, we have Resolution AI. So I'm going to send Violet backstage again. And Barath has joined me up on stage.
Yep.
Hey, your video is still loading. Nice, I can see you now.
Okay. Hopefully everybody can see my screen.
Yep, looking good.
I can get started.
Yep, when you're ready.
Hi, I'm Bharat.
I'm building Resolution AI as a part of this hackathon to solve a problem that really resonates with me. Does such conversation look familiar to you guys? It is more common than you imagine. Modern families face a huge scheduling challenge when trying to strike the right balance between work and personal life. This challenge is more common than you imagine, right? We make about 34,000 decisions every day. Yep, you heard that right. It's 34,000. 71% of the load of the family is carried by a single member. People spend about 42 hours a week just managing their work-life tasks. 92% of the people that want to fix this fail, not because they don't have the ambition to fix it, but it's because they don't have a system. And that's where Resolution AI comes into picture. Resolution AI is an AI-powered scheduling assistant that gives family view of your entire family. It takes the decision-making away from you. It's an AI that makes these recommendations, and you're in full control. Transparency is the core concept of what we're trying to deliver here, and you're in full control of all the decisions that are being made. Let's take a quick look at how the product works. You add your calendar as a part of the onboarding process. You invite your family members. You then define boundaries of what your work schedule is. What times are you off? What is your public holidays? Are you going on vacations? You then define your kind of tasks. Focus tasks are resolution related. Life admin tasks are things that you want to get done in your life. All the tasks are listed on the left-hand side. You then click on optimize and let AI do the decision for you. It finds all the right tasks based on the conditions that you predefine. You're still in full control. You can move tasks around based on how you want to assign them depending on each day. For life admin tasks, you can still assign these tasks to other family members. On the home screen is where you get an overall view of all the things that you do. Every task that you complete, you are the one that decides if AI learns from that. We have an AI assistant that allows you, it's an AI agent that can allow you to answer questions or do tasks on your behalf. This is an example of it answering questions. Your AI tab is your central repository of all the things that the AI system is learning about you. We use LLM as a judge to understand your burnout risk. We use LLM as a judge to also understand intelligence loop propagation, which is how the AI is learning from you. Far too often, AI systems feel like black boxes. That is, the user does not know what the system has learned about you. We give this control back to you for you to decide what the AI system is learning about you and what not. We're using AI OPIC integration to make sure that we're tracking all of these conversations. It's a fully transparent system that allows you to take control back. Let's take control back of these systems and resolve all our resolutions. Thank you.
Thank you very, very much for presenting Resolution AI. Next up, we have skill issues. So I'm going to invite Taylor up to join me on stage. I love seeing some reactions. That's some great interaction as well. I think we have some nice positive cheering, thumbs up, laughing, which I'm not sure if we want to be laughing at people, but some hearts and celebrations as well is always nice to see.
Yo, hello. Can you hear me?
Hi, Taylor. Yep, we can hear you.
All right, cool. Presentation working, right?
Yeah.
All right, cool. So yeah, we built Skill Issue. I'm Taylor, and yeah, this was my team. So you finish a course, you get the certificate. A couple of weeks later, someone asks you about it, and you completely blank. The problem isn't that you didn't learn the information; it's that nobody checked whether you still know it. Skill Issue is a mobile app that keeps your knowledge sharp through spaced repetition, powered entirely by AI. You pick the skills you care about, and throughout the day, the app sends you short challenges as push notifications. Get it right, the difficulty goes up. Get it wrong, it eases off. Under the hood, 3 autonomous agents run the whole thing. Agent 1 handles scheduling, sending notifications based on each user's quiet hours. Agent 2 generates challenges using Claude Haiku 4.5 that passes them through an LLM as a judge that scores across 5 weighted dimensions before anything reaches the user. Agent 3 processes the user's answer and updates their difficulty target in real time. It's a fully closed loop for continuous improvement of both the system and the user's knowledge. We log everything to OPIC so we can trace every challenge generation end to end. When challenges are generated, we ensure they are high quality using LLM as a judge based on the scores that we can see on the right. Here's the challenge that failed the judge twice before passing. The third attempt cleared all thresholds and got sent directly to the user. Each skill and its user level is optimized independently. It means that the system fine-tunes prompts not just for the skill itself, but it adjusts to find the right difficulty for the user. Whenever a user answers a question, they also provide feedback, as shown here. And when these ratings drop below 2.5 stars, the system self-corrects automatically. It generates a benchmark of the dataset of high-quality example questions using GPT-4, then triggers OPIC's HRPO optimizer, which doesn't just mutate the prompt randomly. It reasons about why the current prompt is failing, reflects on what good questions look like, and refines across 5 structured cycles. Each cycle is scored by the same LLM judge, and the best prompt is auto-deployed and versioned. And in this example, we can see that for Italian cooking techniques as the skill, the prompting improved from a 0.32 scoring to a 0.8. For the app itself, users sign in and using clerk for authentication, and they have 2 options after they sign in. They can either pick a skill from the skills list we already have created, or they can create an entirely new skill themselves. And we can see here, the skill is how to develop a winning hackathon project. With the description generated by AI, also, so the system knows what how to prompt for challenges. The user then completes a 10-question calibration and gets a starting difficulty. From there, push notifications come in, questions appear, the user answers, they get it right or wrong, and they give their feedback. The difficulty updates, and this loop continues. We build skill issue because users need something constantly checking their knowledge. OPIC does exactly that for our system. The user improves, the prompts improves, the questions improve, everything compounds. And this sort of product is only possible with a platform like OPIC. And if you're interested, you can scan the QR code and try it yourself on Android.
Thank you very much, Taylor, for presenting Skill Issue. Interesting that you've done a course on how to win a hackathon. Let's see if it pays off. Next up, we have Gotch AI. So I'm going to send Taylor backstage. And Kostas is joining me on stage.
Hello, can you hear me?
Hi, yeah, we can hear you.
All right, let me share my screen. Can you see it?
Yes, looking good.
All right, thank you. So, I start?
Yeah, let's go.
All right. So, please stop signing things you haven't read. The greatest lie on the internet is I have read and agreed to the terms and conditions. Every day, millions of people blindly sign away their rights, accepting unfair restrictions, simply because they don't have the skills or the legal background to read walls of dense text. So we built a consumer empowerment tool, a financial shield powered by AI that gives everyday people X-ray vision into predatory contracts. My name is Kostas, and together with my colleague Dinos, we built Gotch AI for the Encode Hackathon. The problem we're tackling is that complex legal is designed by corporate lawyers to obscure liability and limit your leverage. So we made Gotch AI to level the playing field. Our approach is very simple. We provide a forensic analysis of any contract to highlight exactly what could go wrong financially for the signer. This is the workflow. You just drag and drop a contract into Gotch AI. Our system analyzes the document and translates the hidden risks into plain English. But spotting the problem is half the battle. Gotch AI instantly drafts a professional negotiation email that gives the user exactly what they need to counteroffer for fewer restrictions or maybe a better negotiation. Let's see it in action. This is a demo. We'll use a standard employment contract that looks perfect on the surface. But when we drop it into Gotch AI, we almost instantly get our risk assessment. As you can see, the predatory score is 30 out of 100. Our AI spotted 2 risks here. The first one, as we're taking a closer look, is a trap, as we call it, IP assignment. It's common in this space. And then the second one is a non-compete clause. So in this case, we allow the user to just click the Fight This button, and Gotch AI uses the context of the trap to write a professional pushback email without needing a legal team or a lawyer. We can just copy everything from this and then modify this email based on our needs and goals. Now, back to our presentation. Behind this seamless user experience is an auditing pipeline designed for speed and reliability. Our core engine is powered by Grok 4.1, which actively hunts for predator patterns. It doesn't just summarize the text. To guarantee safety, we integrated OPIC for AI observability and achieved a verified 90% accuracy rate on actual illegal traps with an average response time of about 3 seconds. So in conclusion, in an era where the fine print has never been longer, transparency has never been more important. Gotch AI puts the power back into the hands of the consumer. And we want to thank the Encode Hackathon team and judges. It's time we stop checking the box blindly.
Thank you very, very much, Kostas, for presenting Gotch AI. Next up, we have Capistaine. So Johnny is being invited up to join me on stage to present Capistaine. Hi, Johnny. You are muted and off camera. You are still muted. Can you hear me? Hi.
Yes, I can hear you.
Nice. Now we can hear you. Now we can see you. Perfect.
I couldn't see me before because, okay, for some reason.
Nice. When you're ready, we can learn about Capistaine.
So you can see my screen?
Yes, we can see your screen.
Okay, very good. I'm about to start. Okay. Hello, everyone. So, Audierne is my hometown. We are in the middle of the mayor election right now. The Capists are the inhabitants. Capistaine is the project. It's not a chatbot, it's a training center for AI agents. But as a citizen, I couldn't figure out why there was some attention in the election. I couldn't really understand the problem. I needed assistance, actually. No look at kitting students. I had a preferred stack already. I wanted to construct a swarm around it. I needed their cave, an endless loop of trials and growth. Could Walt Whitman, Leaves of Grass inspires? Could they find the barbaric Yope, their authentic power? This book is something. I really recommend it. This point of time, this was a vision. We do the same with Capistaine and OPIC, a continuous improvement loop where agents face real tests, refine skills, grounded in audience data, thanks to Crawl and Plod AI recordings of meetings. We avoid then the shit in, shit out pitfalls. Real contribution loading here. Surprising by the low level of participation, we mocked some more up and grounded them with field data, transcript and summaries, as I said, including false positive also inside. The experiment were chaining themes after themes, each skills put to the test, evaluation started upon request, assembly of datasets went to the optimizer, JPA and hierarchical reflective were all tools. This hierarchical reflective is really a killer. 40 iteration later, the results, 92% Yope for the charter conformity, 99 for Yope, the category classification, and anonymization, Yope again. Wow. The automatization can run now with free contribution. For city, transmit the task to the next agent or Capistaine, interacting with the repo directly. And right now, the campaign for the election is still running and running well. We made a co-constructed program. The 4 lists have finally accepted our existence. This is already for us a victory, even if the level of acceptance of tech and AI in France is almost inexistent. But that's life. Just right now, let me and maybe them behind me make all day count. And as we would say, thank you very much, everybody, and carpe diem. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Johnny, for presenting. Next up, we have Impact Circle. So I'm inviting James up to join me on stage. Johnny has a fan in Taylor. Hi, James. Thanks for joining us.
Hello.
Hi.
Can you hear me?
Yep, we can hear you. You are muted currently, James. If you can come back to the window and unmute before you get started.
Okay.
Yeah, nice.
I'm James from the Impact Cycle team. Research shows that while 73% of people plan to give back to their community, only 25% stay committed till after February. This gap exists because most platforms fail to match people with the initiatives that aligns with their interests and don't keep them motivated or show their impact. This affects everyone. Community faces environmental and social challenges. Young people need mentors. Organizations struggle to keep volunteers engaged. The problem isn't interest, it is the lack of support and direction. Impact Cycle AI helps people stay consistent with their 2026 impact goals through smart machine users with courses they love, an AI coach for motivation, supportive community cycle, and real-time impact tracking. It's not just about action, it is about staying consistent too. Impact Cycle AI is powered by 6 AI agents. The skill matcher, which finds user strengths and interests, needs intelligence, identify community needs, engagement coach keeps users committed, impact tracker measures their results, action coordinator organizes activities, and master agents. Together, they create a simple, personalized experience. Now, let me show you how it works. So when users click Get AI Power Matches, it finds community issues that aligns with their interests. Then these clean water initiatives, users can choose to volunteer for this issue. And once they click volunteer, they'll be able to join Circle that is working on the project. So they can create new activity or join an ongoing activity. And once they are done, they can simply use the mark complete option. Also, AI helps to generate action plans for each activities. Also, AI analyze reports, images, and uh, inputs to verify authenticity, as well as you can see, these are results for AI action plan. Also, users dashboard shows them their statistical data, overall activities, and how they impact their communities. Users can as well check for the cycles they joined so far and the ones they are currently working on, as well as create new cycles too. And this is an example of a user profile with their skills and interests and their availability. Thank you very much.
Thank you, James, for presenting Impact Circle. Next up, we have Fret Coach. So I'm going to invite the team up. I'll invite both accounts, and we'll get set up here. So Sharmila, you should also be getting an invite to your account.
Hi, Rebecca. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you and I can see your screen as well.
Okay. Hi, everyone. I'm Sharmila. My New Year resolution for this year was to learn guitar. So I joined a class. Once a week, my instructor corrected me, but the other 6 days, I was practicing alone. And that's when I realized Learning guitar shouldn't be this hard. Practicing an instrument can be lonely and sometimes discouraging. You play, you repeat, and you hope you're doing it right. Feedback often arrives days later, and by that time, the mistake may already be reinforced into muscle memory. That delay, the feedback gap, is the real problem here. So we asked, what if feedback happened the moment you made a mistake? That's what Fred Coach does. Fred Coach listens to every note you play in real time and catches mistake instantly. And the feedback isn't one dimensional, it is multi-sensory. You see on-screen metrics, you hear a vocal coach guiding corrections, and even the environment response, like subtle smart light changes where green means you're logged in and red means you need to adjust. We have gamified the process so learning an instrument becomes enjoyable, not a chore.
You see, Fred Coach is not just another guitar app. It's a coaching system that's designed around how people actually practice an instrument. It's got three interconnected components with a central database: Fred Coach Studio, a desktop based app for practicing at home; Fred Coach Portable, a portable unit powered by Raspberry Pi for practicing on the go; and then Fred Coach Hub, a web based dashboard where you can review sessions, look at your progress, talk to AI, and get some guidance, and also create some practice plans. I'll do a demo of all the products. So first is Fred Code Studio. I'm navigating the initial screens right now, making some selections and loading up a session. So as you can see, as I play, the visual metrics are updated in real time. And if I play something wrong, the ambient light changes to red. And if I'm focused and I'm playing correctly, it stays green, all without breaking my focus. Not just that, the vocal coach will jump in telling me what I can improve now.
Your pitch accuracy is strong at 88%, but scale conformity is lacking at 68%. Try exploring positions higher on the fretboard to
Feedback right
improve
while
your
still playing,
performance.
not after I'm done. Next is Fred Coach Portable, the portable unit. So I'm clearly outside right now. It's the same coaching engine, but it's running completely on a Raspberry Pi. So this is Edge AI. The vision is to turn this into a guitar pedal like this that I can use anywhere. So everything syncs. So, and finally, it's the Fred Coach Hub, your web dashboard where you can review sessions, look at what you've practiced, and then talk to your AI coach and get some guidance on what went wrong. And you can also create curated practice plans that you can that will get synced to your other devices, and you can practice. And it's not just tied to the desktop. You can pull up the same dashboard anywhere, even while sitting in your car. And so this is what Fred Coach does. It's like having a personal coach with you always, all the time. So the same architecture isn't just tied to a guitar. You can apply this to any instrument or sports where the window for correction is very short. Here, what we are doing is we are augmenting real-time execution with intelligent AI coaching. So mastery does not come from practicing more. It comes from practicing with feedback at the right time. Fred Coach closes the loop so you can open your potential. I'm Padmanabhan.
I'm Sharmila.
And we are Fred Coach. Thank you.
you.
Thank you very, very much for showing us Fret Coach. Very, very cool. I'm going to return you guys backstage now. And next up, we have Momentum. This is our second to last project. Welcome.
Hi.
Hi.
Where's my video? Okay, there. There. Okay, loading is up. Yep, you see my loading screen?
Yeah, we see loading.
Right, let's start. Hi everyone, I'm Nash, and this is Momentum, the shadow developer. We all know the graveyard of side projects. You skip a weekend, and suddenly you haven't touched an idea in weeks. Copilot helps you write code, but it doesn't help you start. Momentum changes that. Think of it as a digital spirit that wakes up stagnant projects. Momentum monitors repositories 24/7, running autonomously on a Zoho computer. While it typically wakes up on its own, here I trigger it via Discord, our primary agent computer interface for human in the loop approvals. It scans the whole codebase to find areas that need work. Its first proposal, a full search system for the gallery, is just too big for a quick coding session, so I reject it. Momentum takes that feedback and learns instantly. My second request yields a much simpler sticky filter bar, which I approve right there in the chat. Momentum gives me a specific low friction entry point to get back in the game. While it works, let's look at the dashboard showing its active patrol and decision history. This gives me a bird's eye view of all the repos it's currently managing. Behind the scenes, we use Comet OPIC as our production flight recorder. We use Jenkit locally for development, but OPIC tracking every trace guarantees the safety of our deployed agents. Within seconds, the approved PR is deployed as a fully formatted GitHub issue, complete with the requested diff ready for me to merge. Momentum didn't just write code, it resurrected the project's momentum. How does it do this safely? Momentum uses a dual brain architecture. A creative junior dev model generates the fix, and a strict senior dev evaluates it against a safety checklist to ensure it doesn't hallucinate or break anything. And if it fails, Momentum has a hippocampus, a 5-store vector database. Every time I reject a PR like I did earlier, it saves the embedding as a negative memory, literally learns my coding style over time. Finally, because it operates autonomously 24/7, professional observability is our mandate. Here, you can see the granular OPIC traces, the pulse check, the brain research, and the senior desk evaluation. We track every single action, latency, and checklist score. Looking ahead, Phase 2 will allow Momentum to tackle complex multi-file features instead of just single-file fixes. Stop coding alone. Let your shadow developer keep the momentum going. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Nash, for presenting Momentum. We did have multiple Momentum projects in the hackathon, so it was a very popular name of a project, but the Shadow Developer Agent stood out and you were selected as a finalist. So thank you for coming and presenting. Finally, we have our last but not least project, Nilla. So one more project to learn about, and then we're going to invite Abby from Comet up on stage, who I'm sure would like to say a few words before we announce our winners. So welcome, thank you for joining us on stage. I can see your screen, but I can't see you, and you're muted.
Hi, can you hear me now?
Yes, now we can hear you.
Okay. So, hi everyone, I'm Gift and I'll be presenting Nilla AI. So, Nilla AI is an open source commitment coach. 70% of first-time open source contributors, they usually abandon their PRs before completion, mostly because they couldn't find the right issues to contribute to, it was difficult understanding the code base, and most lose motivation due to lack of accountability and no clear path to follow. Nilla solves this problem by helping developers to build sustainable open source contribution habits. It does this through smart issue tracking, an agentic AI system that has 3 AI agents, and a gamified user dashboard. So let's quickly look at the demo. So the onboarding for first-time users, you can add your experience level. You can choose your tech stack and programming language that you're comfortable with. And you can also choose the topics that you're interested in contributing to. Next, you can select your main goal for the year, and then you click the Get Started button, and here's the dashboard. On the repositories page, you can add repositories by URL, start repositories, or simply searching the repository name and adding it. And then here we are tracking 5 issues, and on the issues page, you can find active issues linked to the repositories you're tracking. So here we have our first AI agent, which is the issue recommender agent. It analyzes your profile based on your skill level, languages, and interests, and then recommends the perfect issue for you. And then if a user doesn't understand an issue, they can also use the issue explainer agent to break down the issue. This agent uses a RAG system to retrieve the documentation and guidelines from the repository and then explain the issue clearly based on user's experience. You can also commit to an issue, and here, when you commit to an issue, you have another AI agent. This commitment coach keeps you accountable within a 7-day period to complete this issue. This agent guides you through your next actions, sends you personalized message based on the stage you're in, and monitors your risk assessment level. We also have the user profile, where here we have badges that users can earn when they complete tasks. So quality is non-negotiable when you're building an app for developers, and we are using OPIC as our observability layer. Every single agent interaction is traced, scored, and fed back into an improvement loop. So we are currently evaluating with LLM as a judge through GPT-4. We are running experiments across different prompt variations and data sets, and we're also tracking our user satisfaction. We're currently optimizing our prompts too, and we always know when Nilla is performing well and when it's not. Currently, GitHub has over 100 million developers and only 15% contribute to open source. There's clearly demand for developers who want to contribute to open source, but there's no bridge between wanting to contribute and actually contributing. So the dawn of AI has actually made personalized coaching scalable, and Nila is not just another learning platform. It's a habit engine, and it stands to be the gap that helps developers from wanting to contribute to actually contributing. And this is our feature roadmap, and every feature on here is designed to keep developers accountable, from detecting when you've gone silent on your PRs to reviewing your PR before you submit it. Basically, Nila will grow with you when you're contributing to open source, and then it turns your open source contribution to eventually become a habit. Yeah, thanks for listening.
Thank you very much, Gift, for presenting Nilla AI. A great one to end on as well, because I'm sure there are lots of people in the audience who have a desire or a goal to contribute more to public repos. So thank you so much for presenting that. That is our 10 top teams presentations. So hopefully you can see the amazing projects that were being built in the hackathon, and how impressive some of the concepts were, and well, some of the implementations as well. Some very, very cool things, and you can see how competitive the hackathon was. Now we're going to move on to the final part of the event today, and that is announcing our winners. In order to do that, or before we do that, rather, I'd like to invite Abby up on stage, who has obviously been working with you this whole time. So first of all, actually, before I hand over to Abby, can we get lots and lots of applause virtually for Abby, for all of the support that she's given us in the hackathon. Wow, that is a lot of support. Thank you, everyone. I love the spamming, and get good practice in now, because I'm going to ask for more spamming of the reaction button when we announce our winners as well. So Abby, thank you so much for all the work you did with the builders during the hackathon. Do you have any comments on what you saw in the hackathon, and how hard was the judging process?
Yeah, well, first of all, I just want to say it's great to see some of your faces in real life. I know we've all been communicating via Discord, so it's always great to put some faces to the names. But it's been great watching all of you build. It's really rewarding sort of seeing how these things come together, even if I'm not the one building them, just sort of seeing how everyone thinks about these projects, and how we can help over here at OPIC. As far as the judging process, I do just want to make sure I mention that there were not only so many submissions, which was incredible to see, but so many really high quality submissions. The judges were all really, really blown away by all of you. Part of the reason we had to push out this final ceremony a couple times was because we had just so many great submissions, and we wanted to make sure we did all the due diligence we possibly could to give each submission the time it deserved to really test it out. If it had been an easier choice, maybe we would have, been able to do this right away. But again, it was just such a high quality, high bar for all of the submissions that it ended up taking us longer than expected. So thank you to everyone for spending your time and building all these wonderful things. It was really great to see. We would love to stay in touch with, whether for the winners and even for some of those that maybe didn't win, but may have been in our top contenders. We would love to stay in touch and perhaps we can work together and promote some of these projects and help work on them and see how OPIC might be able to help you as you continue to develop your products.
Yeah, absolutely. Just to echo Abby's message before we announce the winners, I hope in this moment you're all extremely proud of yourselves for building that project over a month, for submitting. For those of you who were selected as top 10 for presenting, thank you so much. We've given you 1 day's notice and you've come with these amazing presentations. It's great to see, and it's while difficult for the judges, it's amazing that it was so difficult to choose the top projects because all of your work was so good, or so much of your work was so good. So I hope you're really proud of yourselves. We are going to announce our results now. We have 6 winners, 6 tracks, 5 main tracks, and then the best use of OPIC. So we can't all win, unfortunately, but I hope even if you don't win a prize, you're still extremely proud. And Abby, are you ready to announce the winners? I'll share my screen again.
Absolutely.
Okay, let's do it. I actually haven't looked at, I've forgotten what order I've put this in, so it's going to be a complete surprise. So first of all, we'll put the slide up so we'll see who the winner is. And then Abby, if you have any kind of comments about why this project stood out from just kind of overarching. Obviously, most of these projects we've just seen present. We do have one project that hasn't just presented because they're a kind of last minute addition to the winners list, which also makes it more exciting for everyone in the audience because they could potentially win. There's no guarantee that being a finalist means you win, and not being a finalist doesn't mean you can't win. So first of all, we have productivity and work habits category. So Momentum, the developer agent, or I can't remember your full name, but Momentum, who we saw 2 projects ago, has won this category. Abby, what made Nash stand out?
Yeah, Nash, you did a really wonderful job both in presenting just a very useful product, as well as a little bit of a unique one. In the productivity and work habits, we saw a lot of scheduling apps, which is also a great use case. But with the vast volume of apps just like that as scheduling apps, this one stood out just for being really creative in its use case. I think something a lot of developers can relate to. And again, your explanation of how you used OPIC was very helpful as well. So really loved this one.
Congratulations, Nash. A nice uppercase nice in the chat has just popped up, which is great to see. And also I love the celebration reactions as well. Thank you, everyone. Next up, we have the personal growth and learning category. So Fret Coach was the winner for this one. Obviously, Fret Coach, I think, was the most popular one in the chat as well today, in terms of kind of virtual applause and compliments, because you did really build something very cool, Team Fret Coach. But Abby, what made them stand out in this category?
Yeah, this one again was a really unique use case. I think we may have had 1 or 2 other musical instrument learning ones, but this one really took it above and beyond, not only with a unique use case, but also just executing it really well. As you all saw in the presentation we just saw, they really thought of like so many different aspects of what goes into learning an instrument and then tying that back to how an AI agent can help. So thinking about the project from start to finish in terms of what is a useful product, as well as how can I tie in this theme of AI agents in a way that's applicable, but also helpful and clear. And their message was very clear. And I was also just super impressed by all the different elements they thought of, including like the Raspberry Pi and extending their agent to those sort of edge use cases. So all around, just really well executed.
Congratulations, you guys. Next up, we have the social and community impact. We have Capistaine.
Yeah, congratulations, Capistaine. Yours really stood out as a very clear way of impacting your social community. I love that you chose sort of a more a local impact. I think a lot of people thought globally, which is also a fantastic use case, but this was just very, very specific and very manageable and doable. But also you really, really thought out how you were going to use OPIC in this, which wasn't a requirement, but was definitely something we enjoyed seeing. And just a lot of thought went into your project, clearly from start to finish.
Congratulations. Next up, we have the health, fitness, and wellness category, and this is a new team who I'm hoping the team will be here today, but I'm not entirely sure. It's Team Slab. So what about Team Slab made them stand out above even our finalists at the 11th hour?
Yeah, Slab did really, really well. Again, for health, fitness, and wellness, I gotta say we saw a lot of fitness apps, which is not a bad thing, but it did make the fitness apps a little bit harder to have one stand out among the others. A lot of them were obviously very similar. So Slab stood out because they took it from a different angle, where they they specifically made sure that they thought about the user that would be using the fitness app. When you're working out, you usually don't have your hands tied. You don't want to stop and have to like log things manually and start typing. That can be super distracting and it can sort of make you lose your own like personal motivation and momentum. So they did a completely voice controlled app, which I thought was really creative. And then again, just really thought it through from start to finish, how the product would be applicable to the everyday user, why it was better than its competitors. The demo, showed a comparison of Slab versus competitors. And then, you had real agentic use cases, not just simple LLM or chatbot calls, but integrated agents really well. And yeah, it was just really well done.
Congratulations, Slab. If you are here, please put a message in chat. Otherwise, that's going to be quite a surprise when you see the results come out. Next up, we have the financial health category, and that went to Gotch AI.
Gotch AI did a really, really great job. We saw a ton. Financial health might have been the most popular category, if I'm not mistaken. A lot of financial health apps. And I think Gotcha just executed it really well from start to finish. This is sort of what I feel like I'm a little bit of a broken record
A
here.
running theme, but it makes sense.
Yeah, but again, just really, really great execution, attention to details. And once we got in there and started checking more deeply, it was clear that it was a very high quality project.
Congratulations, Gotch AI. And I think, if I can count, we have the final category, which is the best use of OPIC, and that went to Transition IQ.
Yeah, congratulations, guys. This was obviously the one that I was most excited about. I think a lot of the folks at OPIC were most excited to see. And again, just really, really, really fantastic execution. We loved your explanation of how you used OPIC. It was very clear and concise. It made sense. You tied back the not just what OPIC did, but how it helped you like through the development process. Also, the application itself was just a very it's a great use case transitioning out of a hospital. I think this was also a top contender in the health and fitness, but ultimately just because it used OPIC so well, we had to give it to this category.
Congratulations, Violet. I'm glad that you're not going to come away from this call devastated. Yeah. But very, very well done for winning the best use of OPIC. That is our 6 winners. So congratulations to those winning teams. The kind of official announcement will go out, and please do like and share it on all your social media, especially if you're a winner. Real bragging rights there. Congratulations, everyone, of course, for participating in the hackathon. I hope that if you were introduced to OPIC within this hackathon, having seen the value of evaluation observability within your kind of AI apps, you'll continue using it within kind of future projects because you'll see the real advantage that it gives the apps that you're building, and hopefully that will kind of set you apart from the rest of the crowd building AI apps but with kind of a black box, and not knowing what's going on behind the scenes with the kind of evaluations. So hopefully a very, very successful hackathon for everyone. I hope you've had a great, I'm not sure how long it's been now since we launched, because we pushed the judging so much because of how many and how good the projects were, but maybe a month and a half, 2 months, a great time being with you. I've loved the engagement on Discord, the discussions, everyone who shared your projects after submissions as well and gave feedback to each other is really, really great to see. So I hope that you stick around in the Encode Club community and participate in some more hackathons. We also have educational series and kind of generally sort of networking and everything like that. So please do stick around, and I hope you stay in contact with me as well. If you ever have any questions, I'm of course here, and I'm sure I will speak to you all again at some point in the future. Well, maybe not all of you, there are a lot of you here, but most of you in the future. But otherwise, everyone, that is the end of the Commit to Change hackathon, the start of 2026. Yep, start of 2026. But hopefully you've got lots more building to do this year. Oh, wow, that's like a super reaction. I'm not sure how someone's doing that, but that's really fun. Amazing work, everyone. We will see you all around. And yeah, congratulations. Have a good rest of your days.